What is going on, guys? So, Jim Hoffman here from TurboMedic, and today this video is about a quick question. And that question is, are you the Rock? I'm also going to talk a little bit about how you can get a free copy of my study guide here. But before I do that, I want to talk about today's topic. When I say, are you the Rock, what I mean by that, if you ever notice, when you put a rock into a bucket of water, what happens? It sinks. Take the rock out, put it in that same bucket of water, it's going to sink. How many of you out there are that rock? You're doing the same thing over and over again, and there's no way you're going to not sink. That could be you're trying to, let's say, master a certain topic in EMS. Maybe you're trying to pass an exam. Maybe you've taken an exam several times and failed. That makes you the Rock. This is an old baseball sort of phrase by a coach who used to ask his team that, right? And he would say, "You're the Rock," when they would talk like that, because if you're using the same bat and you're swinging at that same curveball that's getting thrown to you, and you keep swinging and missing, then you're the Rock, right? You got to change something, in other words. So if you're failing your exams, you're not getting things aren't clicking for you when you're studying, right? You've got to change it up. So many people I see saying, I failed the National Registry 3 times, or I can't get through a certain thing with my instructor, 3-4 times, no matter how many ways that they're describing it to me. You have to start trying to figure out what you can change so that you're not that rock. You're not sinking in that bucket, right? Take the National Registry exam, very popular complaint, very popular exam. If you failed it, or you're struggling when you're taking practice exams, you got to change it up, because it might not be the exam. It might not be the content that you're studying for, okay? It could be the method in which you're studying. It could be the way you're approaching the exam, you're approaching the questions, approaching the answers. It matters, okay? Saying to yourself, well, I understand diabetes. Let's just use that as an example. I understand diabetes. So when I take my exam, I can actually understand the hypoglycemia, okay? But then you start getting questions about hyperglycemia, or you trying to find out what happens, right, in the liver and the pancreas and all that, okay? If you don't understand it, and the questions, you're not approaching the questions in a way that allows you to answer it based on your understanding of the content, you're going to fail those questions. You have to understand not just the content, but the formatting and how to take exams. And this is one of the things that a lot of people struggle with, right? They feel that if they've failed, or they're not understanding questions and answers and things like that, if they take enough practice exams, they're going to eventually succeed, right? They're going to feel like, I'm memorizing every question they could possibly have. There's no way I'm going to not pass, right? I've memorized every question that I've taken for whatever app or website or whatever it is you're using, okay? And then what happens is you're not understanding how to answer the questions. You're not understanding how to pick the right answers, right? Because you might have the content. You might know all about diabetes in your brain, all about hypoglycemia, all about hypoglycemia. But if you don't know how to recognize what a question is actually asking you, you can be looking this way because you know the content, but the question is asking something, and then you start going this way or going that way, right? And you're answering the question incorrectly because you thought that was the right answer right away. But there's other methods and other ways to look at the right answers to find out what the best answer is, what matches what the question is asking you. Okay? So don't be the rock in that bucket of water if you're the one that's failing your exams, that's struggling to know the content. If you're struggling on the content, find a different way to study. If reading and rereading the textbook is not clicking for you, use another method. It might be you're more of an auditory learner. Maybe you need to listen to things in order to understand it. Maybe you have to have some hands-on way of doing it and using flashcards. Maybe you need to have a study group or a study partner to help you understand the content. If you've not tried these things, if you're not branching out and trying to approach the content and your understanding of it from these different angles, no matter how many practice tests you take or how many times you take the National Registry or your final test or a quiz or whatever, you're not going to pass if you're doing the same thing over and over again. Change it up. See what works for you. Okay? Use a different bat, so to speak. Okay? Approach walking up to that plate differently. Okay? This way, when you're asked a question, you might know the content. But if you also know how to approach the question, how to approach the answers and that's put in front of you, you have a much better chance of hitting that question out of the park, right? Same thing goes with the content. If you change it up and you say, I've read that chapter 4 or 5 times, I'm just not getting it. And then you watch a couple of videos and then it starts to click. Or you listen to some audio versions of that content, it starts to click. Start doing flashcards, working with a study buddy. It starts to click, right? It's not just about doing the same thing over and over again, okay? It's kind of like that saying I'm sure you've heard of, what are the doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, right? Can't do it. Don't be that rock in the bucket, okay? Change it up a little bit and then see how your results are. Try it out, because by using resources that are out there to help you study and help you figure out how to do it, you'll be able to study the content, study how to use exams, how to approach questions and answers, and then take a practice test. See how you do. I think you're going to find you're going to do way better than you expect. Okay, guys, I'm going to end it there because it is almost Thanksgiving. I want to give you this book. Go to freeemsbook.com. There's a video there. I tell you all about how to get it. This is an amazing, quick little resource. It's about 160 pages. Breaks down your textbook, nice and thin. Quick way to review content to also help you with the exam. If you're not using a review guide, try using a review guide. It can help you focus where you're weak. Again, like I said, don't be the rock. Try something different. Try something different. All right? All right, guys, I end it there. Thanks for watching. I know everyone's really busy. Thanksgiving is knocking on the door. It's tomorrow. Have an amazing Thanksgiving. Stay safe. Stay social distancing. Wear masks. Blah, blah, blah. You know the deal. If you are working Thanksgiving, that sucks. I've worked many, many a Thanksgiving. The key is to stay safe, man. Stay safe. Watch out for you and your partner. You are number one. All right? All right, I'm going to end it there, guys. As always, like I said, go to freeemsbook.com. Find out about how you can get a copy of the EMS Quick Study Guide. And don't be the rock. Change things up, no matter what it is. Maybe it's not even testing your exams. Maybe it's how you approach a certain type of call, a certain type of patient. Whatever it is, man, change it up a little bit. Don't be that rock. All right, I'm gonna end it there, guys. As always, Jim Hoffman from Turbomatic. Stay safe.